Allow your awareness to gently loosen its grip on the endless chatter swirling within your mind, like a soft breeze inviting the restless leaves to settle into a quiet, forgotten corner of the forest. Notice how the ceaseless hum of thoughts, worries, and stories that have long occupied the stage of your consciousness begins to fade. Not by force or resistance, but by the natural, effortless unraveling of attention when it is no longer invited to perform. You do not have to wrestle with the noise, nor chase after the fleeting threads of memory and anticipation that dance like restless fireflies beneath a twilight sky. Instead, simply allow the soft, unspoken invitation of stillness to gently unfold around you, like the slow, tender opening of a rare and delicate blossom in the early dawn, revealing a quiet center that has been patiently waiting beneath the petals of your busyness. Feel now the subtle shifting within you, as if an invisible tide is retreating from the shores of your mind, leaving behind a vast, pristine beach of openness and calm. This is the threshold of stillness, an exquisite borderland where the noisy world of thoughts and sensations pauses, and the silent, unspoken essence of your being begins to emerge like a deep, ancient river carving a new channel beneath the surface. You do not have to invent this stillness, nor grasp for it as if it were a prize hidden at the end of a long and arduous path. It is already here, quietly luminous and unshakably present, waiting only for your gentle willingness to lean into its tender embrace. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a restless sky filled with swirling clouds of distraction and concern, and this threshold is the vast, clear expanse of blue that lies just beyond, limitless, unbounded, and perfectly serene. As you stand at this sacred edge, notice the subtle hesitation that may arise, a faint reluctance to let go, a whisper of fear that the silence might be empty or lonely. But what if this silence is not a void, but a fullness so deep and so vast that it quietly cradles every fragment of your experience without judgment or condition? What if this stillness is the very heartbeat of existence itself, the unchanging, luminous ground beneath the shifting waves of thought and feeling? Let yourself rest in this profound mystery, allowing your awareness to dissolve softly into the quiet sanctuary of the present moment, where the rushing river of your inner dialogue slows to a gentle, unending stream that nourishes rather than exhausts. Feel the tender spaciousness that opens within you as you step gently across the threshold, a space where time itself seems to pause and breathe alongside you. This is the sanctuary of the heart, a place untouched by the relentless demands of the external world and the internal critic alike. Here, there is no need to fix, to solve, to analyze, or to understand. Here you are simply the quiet witness, the luminous space in which all experiences arise and dissolve like morning mist on a sunlit meadow. Notice how this witnessing presence is not separate from you, but the very essence of who you are, vast, immeasurable, and profoundly at peace. You are not escaping from the world. You are stepping into the radiant core of reality, where the noise of the mind falls away like autumn leaves, revealing the eternal, unchanging ground of your being. Allow yourself to feel the gentle relief of releasing the relentless grip of mental busyness, as if a heavy cloak woven from the threads of endless thinking and striving is being gently lifted from your shoulders. In this moment, you are granted the exquisite luxury of simply being, without any agenda, without any expectation, without any need to perform or prove. Imagine the sensation of sinking into a deep, warm bath of silence, where every cell of your body softens and every breath becomes a slow, sacred rhythm that moves like the tide, carrying you effortlessly back to the source of your own presence. The heart's quiet space is not an absence, but a profound fullness, a luminous wellspring of peace that flows endlessly beneath the surface of all appearances. As you rest here, notice how the boundaries between self and other begin to blur and dissolve, like the melting edges of watercolor on paper, blending seamlessly into the untouched white space. The sense of separation that once seemed so solid and unyielding softens into a gentle knowing that you are not a solitary island adrift in a turbulent sea, but an integral wave in the vast, boundless ocean of existence. This ocean neither judges nor excludes. It simply is. Your thoughts, feelings, and sensations are like the shifting patterns on the surface of this infinite water, ever changing, yet inseparable from the deep, silent depths beneath. Allow yourself to float effortlessly in this intimate embrace, where the heart's stillness becomes a luminous sky under which every moment unfolds in perfect harmony. Breathe in this quiet magnificence, feeling how each breath is both a departure from the noisy world and a return to the sacred core of your being. With every inhalation, draw in the spaciousness of this stillness, and with every exhalation, release the last remnants of tension, resistance, or the faintest clinging to the restless mind. There is no need to hurry or to push. The threshold invites a slow, deliberate unfolding, like the gentle unfurling of a delicate fern in the early morning light. Notice how the very act of being present in this way is a profound act of surrender, not a giving up, but a beautiful yielding to the natural, effortless flow of life as it is, here and now. And as you gently rest in this luminous stillness, recognize the subtle but profound shift that is taking place. The quiet awakening to the truth that beneath the endless stories and endless doing, there is a vast, radiant presence that has never been disturbed by the noise. This presence is not something you need to attain, fix, or change. It simply is, like the sky that remains untouched by the passing clouds. It is your true home, the silent space from which all movement arises and into which all movement returns. Here, at the threshold of stillness, you are invited to simply be the silent, radiant heart of all that is. A presence so vast and so tender that it holds every breath, every thought, every sensation with infinite grace and love. Rest now in this profound revelation, feeling the spacious freedom that arises when you no longer identify exclusively with the restless mind, but awaken to the gentle, unshakable stillness that underlies all experience. The stillness is your natural state, the ever-present ground of your being that whispers softly beneath the clamor of life. Let yourself dwell here, fully and without reservation, in the quiet sanctuary of the heart where the deepest, most radiant peace awaits, boundless, unchanging, and forever yours. Allow your awareness now to drift gently toward the subtle, almost imperceptible space that lies just beyond the restless chatter of the mind, a delicate threshold where the noisy currents of thought begin to slow, where the relentless tide of mental activity softens into a quiet, welcoming stillness. Imagine this space as a vast, untouched meadow at dawn, the first light filtering softly through a mist that neither rushes nor clings, simply is. Here there is no urgency, no demand to solve, fix, or understand. It is a sanctuary that exists not outside of you but deeply within, patiently waiting for your presence to simply rest, unadorned and unguarded. This threshold is not a place to be reached by effort, but a gentle invitation to surrender the exhausting need to control, to know, to endlessly narrate your experience, and instead to tenderly cradle the silent pulse at the heart of awareness itself. Feel yourself stepping lightly beyond the boundary of thought, as if crossing a delicate bridge woven from the softest threads of breath and attention. Notice how this crossing does not require force or struggle. It is a natural unfolding, like the opening of a flower that has been patiently waiting for the sun's touch. The mind, with all its ceaseless activity, is like a river swirling with countless eddies of worry, desire, and memory. But here, at this sacred threshold, the current slows, deepens, and settles. You do not have to fight the rushing waters or resist the swirling storms of your inner landscape. Instead, you allow the river to become still, to mirror the vast, open sky without distortion, clear, boundless, and infinitely serene. This stillness is not the absence of life or feeling. It is the rich, fertile ground from which all life and feeling naturally arise and subside, like a timeless ocean gently rocking the shore. Notice the exquisite tenderness that comes with resting in this stillness, a softness that melts the sharp edges of your habitual mental patterns. Each breath becomes a gentle wave folding quietly onto the sands of your awareness, each inhale drawing you deeper into the luminous calm, each exhale releasing the taut grip of tension, expectation, and striving. You are invited here to simply be the witness, the silent presence that watches the dance of sensations, thoughts, and emotions, without needing to catch or change them. This witnessing is not an act of separation, but of profound unity. It is as if you have stepped into the calm eye of a magnificent storm where the chaotic winds swirl all around. Yet the center remains perfectly still, untouched, and utterly whole. Here, in the sacred stillness, you discover the vast, unshakable peace that has always been your true nature beneath the surface noise of the mind. Allow the quiet of the heart to grow like a gentle flame, not fierce or demanding, but steady and warm, illuminating the infinite space within you with a soft, golden light. This flame does not burn or consume. It radiates a deep, nourishing warmth that dissolves the cold isolation of restless thinking. Feel how this warmth spreads slowly, like sunlight pouring through a stained glass window, coloring the interior landscape of your being with hues of compassion, acceptance, and profound ease. There is no need to chase after this peace or hold it tightly. It is a natural flowering of your own awareness when given the freedom to simply rest. The heart's stillness is the soft soil in which the seeds of true freedom and boundless joy take root. This is a sacred retreat where the mind's habitual narratives of separation and lack fall away, revealing the radiant unity that underlies all experience. As you linger here, notice how the threshold of stillness is not a place of emptiness or void, but a vibrant, living presence that holds and embraces every flicker of sensation and thought without judgment or attachment. It is a mirror reflecting the profound truth that you are not the transient stories your mind tells, but the silent, unchanging awareness in which all stories arise and dissolve. This awareness is like a vast sky, limitless, clear, and endlessly patient, beneath the passing clouds of experience. You are invited to rest in this sky-like nature of your being, recognizing that every thought, feeling, and sensation is simply a cloud drifting through the vast expanse of your consciousness, neither threatening nor permanent, but always free to come and go. In this profound space, the illusion of separation gently fades, revealing the intimate, inseparable unity of all that is. Feel the spacious freedom that arises from knowing you can touch this stillness at any moment, like returning home after a long journey into the noisy marketplace of the mind. This threshold is always available, an eternal sanctuary untouched by time, beyond all concepts of past, future, right, or wrong. It invites you to rest in the exquisite simplicity of just being, without the heavy cloak of expectation or the exhausting burden of constant mental movement. You begin to realize that the quiet heart is not something to be attained or achieved, but the ever-present reality that has been quietly holding you all along, patiently waiting for your gentle recognition. This realization is a profound relief, a soft release of the tight grip of struggle and striving, allowing you to breathe deeply into a space of unforced ease and exquisite calm. Allow your presence to expand effortlessly into this threshold, like a gentle breeze opening the petals of a hidden flower, revealing the luminous essence at its core. Notice how this expansion is not an effort to reach outward, but a natural unfolding inward, a deepening into the vast, silent wellspring of your own being. Here, the boundaries between you and not you begin to soften and dissolve, revealing the seamless flow of existence that moves through all forms without distinction. This is the profound revelation of non-duality, the radiant truth that, beneath all apparent separation, lies an unbroken, infinite oneness. The quiet heart you have discovered is not separate from the world, but the very heart of the world itself, silently beating beneath the surface of all appearances. As you rest in this space, feel the deep, unwavering peace that comes from knowing you are not your thoughts, your stories, or your fleeting emotions, but the vast, open presence in which all arises and returns. This presence is like a still lake reflecting the stars on a clear night, calm, deep, and endlessly expansive. You are invited to dissolve into this stillness, to immerse yourself fully in the radiant silence that is your true nature, and to carry this profound peace with you as you move gently back into the flow of daily life. Know that this threshold is always here for you, a sacred refuge of infinite calm and boundless love, waiting patiently for you to come home again and again. Breathe deeply into this revelation, allowing your entire being to soften and surrender into the exquisite luxury of pure presence. With each breath, feel the quiet heart expanding, filling every corner of your awareness with its gentle, unshakable light. You are resting now, fully and completely, in the luminous stillness that transcends all thought and time, perfectly aligned with the eternal flow of existence itself. This is your true nature, the radiant, boundless silence that holds all things with infinite compassion and grace. And here, in the sacred threshold of stillness, you are wholly free.